Hello and welcome. I am the Restless Kaiser, and once again we are modelling for advantage. Today we're going to talk about Terminators. First up then, industry news. Obviously you all know about it by now, I'm sure. Warhammer's 9th edition box, Indomitus, is being released on Saturday. Although apparently some people have already had it. There was a whole load of hullabaloo about availability, but it seems that it's settling down now. We've probably got 2 boxes coming on the way from Wayland, but I'm not quite sure. There was a little bit of a story there. But meanwhile, we've been getting ready. If you've been paying attention, we've already had a 0.5 game on the channel, and there'll be a link to that in the What's It there. And some of the guys have been playing a little bit of Floor Hammer and a little bit of Garden Hammer. In other industry news, this box has been very heavily delayed, unfortunately, but it's finally here. You are going to be seeing some Team Yankee on the channel just as soon as we can get some of this stuff painted and ready. And you'll see an unboxing of this bad boy. So channel news, we've been cranking out the battle reports over the past few weeks. You've had some Kill Team, 40k game that I've referenced. We had a Flames of War game for James Workshop, who's starting to play. And you should see a bolt action game coming up this Friday. I entered a competition and won a prize. Let's have a look. Oh mate, it's all covered in sellotape inside. I don't know whether I'm going to get in here. Well, this was definitely a 5-star package deal. Look at this. Right, so one of my favourite YouTubers, Medieval Warrior, he had a competition for his subscriber count passing over, I think it was 1,000. Hey, look at that. They've cushioned it round a load of toilet rolls with the model in the middle. Sweet. Nice. So, yeah, there was 2 prizes on offer. He's had it commission painted by Bob. And this should be, I think, a Viking command base. Oh, look at that. Beauty. Once I realised I'd won this, I've already been on the Vitrix website to have a look. I'm thinking that we're already thinking about playing a bit of Lion Rampant, and these guys might be usable in that. That is beautiful. If you've not seen Medieval Warrior's channel, he does some fantastic stuff. I'm a big fan. We've actually spotlighted him really early in these lockdowns. He's really, really into his medievalism and his heraldry, and he does a lot of great kind of storytelling in his battles. Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much, mate. Link to his channel down in the doofer. So as the lockdown started to ease, Johnny B, who does have to observe social distance quite strictly, has been allowed to get involved a little bit with the battle reports and so forth by his doctor, provided he's observing certain rules. So he got a little bit excited in the first game of tanks we recorded. Check this. So today's main feature then is about Terminators. I wasn't quite sure what everyone was going to do. Obviously in my mind we were talking about Games Workshop, but obviously it is quite an iconic movie series. So let's hear first from the Terminator himself, Mr. Johnny B.
You think this is the real Johnny B? It is. Hi there. I was recently talking to Jim Cameron. I said, Jim, I cannot do the Exoskeleton Terminator anymore. I said, why don't we do an exoskeleton? Covered in plasteel, ceramide, could take asteroid to the face. But it cannot take a fingering from a gene stealer. Oh well. I have some concept designs down here. Let us take a look. Boop. Okay, so here we go. This is the initial concept design of the new Exoskeleton Terminator. Now these red ones are meant to be the earlier design. They're weaker, they're slow, they're not very good at anything. Now you can add the green to it. These ones are slightly tougher, they can take a few more hits, but that's not where you want to be. If you really want to be an Exoskeleton Terminator, you have to be the blue one. Now these ones come with a Gatling cannon. They're stronger, tougher, harder, faster, everything you need. And I tell you, I cannot wait to play this new Exoskeleton Terminator. It's unbelievable, let me tell you. Anyway, let us head back now. Boop. I'm afraid that's all we have time for. Now I have to go. I know now why you cry.
You have to play the blue one, right? Fact. So with my Terminators, I suppose there's two types of Terminators I'm going to show you. Just reaching off camera. The first ones you probably have seen. I'm going to try and show you different. So these are my Death Guard Terminators. So obviously we've got a Typhus there. I really want Typhus to be a better character than he is in the game. It's a lovely model. He's a really strong character in the lore. The Lord of Contagion, which came in the Dark Imperium starter set. There's millions of these because everybody's had that starter set. But I think that's the only place to get that character at the moment. A random Blight Lord with the drippy stuff. And this is one of the things I'm not quite sure about with the modern Death Guard. Because the modern Death Guard have got two competing aesthetics. One is you know, the kind of grim dark stuff. The Typhus, he looks mean, he looks dangerous, and he looks corrupted by chaos. But this guy, with his snot dripping, pot-bellied thing going on, is much more of that kind of laughing Buddha kind of look that some of the Nurgle rock. And it's most extreme in this guy who, Lord Felthius I think he's called. He's available as an easy build kit as a Lord of Contagion. And it's an interesting model. You never see him being played because he's just part of that kind of laughing Nurgle thing going on. And it just, I like it, but it doesn't work next to this. Next up is James Workshop and his take on Terminators.
Hello, James Workshop here. In the halcyon days of when Horus Heresy was still a playable game and they were continuing to update it, I played Death Guard, and a very heavily Terminator Death Guard as well. I'm going to give you a quick run through of a few units that I used or was planning to use before I stopped playing. Let's have a look. So first up we have a Siege Breaker. What a Siege Breaker does in the Horus Heresy game is actually so different from the way that the rules work now, as it was in 6th and 7th edition, that it doesn't really work anymore, and I can't explain it without explaining a bunch of other rules. So suffice to say, it makes units better against tanks. Next up we have Grave Wardens. As you'll be able to see, there are some design similarities with the more modern Nurgle models from the Death Guard range, but these were made way further ahead than that. Grave Wardens have a special type of grenade launcher, which fires toxin grenades. They always wound on a 3+, which is quite important in Horus Heresy, and they're also small blasts, which means they normally hit a hell of a lot of models. I never actually got to getting these on the table, but I certainly will. And last but by no means least, my unit of Legion Terminators. These are, of course, because I'm that kind of man, usually run as a unit of 7, but that does mean that I have an extra couple of options. I've got a Plasma Destroyer, and I have a Hemi Flamer painted up for this unit as well. This is as they are fully painted. This is how I would finish them up. This colour scheme is fairly quick, fairly easy, fairly dirty, and across an entire force looks absolutely fantastic, mostly using Vallejo Aged White and Seraphim Sepia to get the effect. And here is the group as a whole. In 30k as well as in 40k, it does pay to go hard or go home when it comes to Terminators. Play a lot of them. So that is my entirely cataphracti Terminators from Horus Heresy. I love playing the Death Guard. I really need to get back into them again. I'm considering, because I have a lot of the Horus Heresy vehicles, playing them as Space Marines, or I guess Chaos Space Marines, or I guess both. I'd love to play them as Iron Warriors, now that the cover rules have changed, because Iron Warriors ignore cover. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
So Terminator's second batch I'm going to show you. Johnny B and I play a bit of first edition Space Hulk now and then for a bit of a giggle. The thing is, he makes me play them crappy Blood Angel Monopose Marines, and I think he always plays the Marines and he just keeps losing. So I figured it's time to upgrade. I got myself a box of Wolfguard and have made a start, which is why these guys are kind of in the combinations they are. So this one, they're not painted yet, but this one is close to completion, I guess. Yeah, so we've got the Flamer Dude, the mission essential one. Got a couple of Bolter Power Fist. He's going to moan, because this one's got a chainsaw. He's going to claim that I've got some kind of upgrade over the basic squad. We've got the Wolf Lord, or the Squad Sergeant. I did make a mistake, though, because I've made a Thunderhammer guy. And although they might be good in the game, I think in the basic mission I probably need to get another regular Terminator so that he can't moan that I've had a squad upgrade when I actually win the mission. Obviously, we'll see. Anyway, we do try and keep these segments short, but Terminators are so integral to the life experience of Clueless Mike that he just couldn't do it. So get yourself a brew and let's have a look at Clueless Mike's collection of Terminators.
Hi there! Today's topic is Terminators. Now, I could regale you with stories of metallic killer machines from the future come back here to wipe out humanity, but I suspect Johnny B has already done that. So instead, I'm going to talk to you about tactical dreadnought armour. This is the heaviest of armour that the Imperium of Man makes. It is designed to withstand the heat of a plasma furnace. They have a shoulder pad that has inside it a shard of the Emperor's battle plate. They can withstand the heaviest of weaponry and mass fire from small arms. They are the best armour that a man can wear. I've loved them ever since the original Space Hulk came out. They had crappy little plastic monopose miniatures, which I've since passed on to Johnny B, and he's probably shown you photos of them looking fabulous because he's tarted them up, but they're probably going to be blue, so we don't like that. I've collected Terminators from all of the different armies I play, and I'm going to show you a few of them now. So let's see what I've got. Okay, so this is the Terminator collection. Getting all these out was sobering, shall we say. Let's go down to the front here. These are my oldest Terminators, starting with a metal Terminator Captain. I used to have a full set of all the different metal ones, which I sold on many years back, but I kept these plastic ones from that size and scale. Then we move on to the proper collection here for my Blood Angel ones. Although I say Blood Angels, we have the Forge World Space Shark special character at the front here, but we've also got a Space Hulk Librarian there, we've got Lysander, got this fabulous Chaplin model that I actually painted up earlier today to play a game with Michael tomorrow. Then back here we've got a unit of Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators, some Lightning Claw ones at the back, got a couple of squads of Tactical Terminators, we've got a couple of Captains there, a Terminator Apothecary from when they were used in 5th edition, got a Cataphracti Terminator, we've got Marnius Calgar down here. Here we have a set of Dark Angel Terminators that I bought on a whim. Not the best investment, as I've never really used them, but they're fabulous models. Look like really, really good poses, especially compared to the basic ones, and I had every intention of painting them up as a Terminator Command Squad. Then we move on to possibly my favourite Terminators of them all. These are Grey Knight Terminators. So I have this fully painted squad here of classic metal Grey Knight Terminators, but then I've also got a full squad of Terminator Paladins and all the special characters here. So we've got Drago, we've got the new Grandmaster Psyker there, who's the black one. Then we have a full set of Paladins there who are magnetised with every weapon option possible. So I don't know why I did this, but all of their hands are magnetised. You can take off all of their storm bolters. You can swap everything on them. I have every option imaginable. It took forever, and I would never do it again. Don't recommend. I love magnets, but not to that degree. Then we have a little pet project of mine, which is my Death Watch. I paint a couple of figures every few months just to slowly grow it, and I kind of like try and build a bit of character in. So this is obviously a Dark Angel Terminator there, we've got a Blood Angel Terminator Librarian. I've built a load of models here, so there's a Space Wolf there, this one's a Salamander, and there's a couple more there. Then we have a Terminator Inquisitor that I kitbatched many years ago, and then we have my newest project, who I again assembled earlier today. You can tell I had the afternoon off. These are 3 Custode Aquilon Terminators. Alaris Terminators. I've got another 3 in box that I haven't assembled yet, but I wanted to get them out so I could put them on the video. So that's what I'm moving on to next. And then I have a few Chaos Terminators. There's this guy who is a Chaos Sorcerer, but he's also magnetised, so I can turn him into a Chaos Lord. This is a brilliant kit. If you manage to get hold of it, I think they still sell it. It comes with so many options. It's really easy to magnetise. size and makes for a really versatile character model. Then I have the original Typhus model. I don't mind the new one, but I love the old metal one, and this is my one, and I did a pretty good job on the paint job, and he's fabulous on the table as well. I have a squad of 3 Death Shroud Terminators. I use the Forge World Horus Heresy ones, because if I used the new ones, they would make my old Typhus model look a bit weedy. Then we have 8 classic Chaos Terminators back here. Not the best paint jobs ever. I did these in a hurry many years ago, but they're actually not bad nowadays in game, so I've used them a couple of times recently. And that is all of my Terminators. I think I counted them up, and I've got 92 in total, maybe 93, 95 with the 3 in-box Alaris ones. So I only need to get another 5 more to hit the century. I think that might happen soon.
Believe it or not, that's about 5 times as long as most of our segments are. I think he's done a good job there. He's got a lot of stuff on it. It's nice, and it's nice to see it all laid out like that. And Clueless Mike's got a bit of a problem though. That's his Terminators. That's not his Marines. So about this time, I normally recommend a YouTuber to you. This time, I'm going to recommend you a channel called Look Out Sir, which is a 40k podcast. They're fundamentally a podcast, although they go on YouTube. I listen to these guys regularly on my commute to and from work, on the train, because they do have videos that are 3 to 6 hours long. So here they are introducing themselves. Again, I said a minute and a half. They took a bit longer than that, but it's very much in their idiom, I think. Let's have a look.
Well, thanks very much, Restless Kaiser. I assume you did some sort of transition that got us here. I like to assume those sorts of things. Wouldn't you say so, Joe?
Why is he restless?
I don't entirely know. Phil, have you got an opinion on his restless status?
Clearly itching for 9th edition.
Clearly.
Or is he wrestlers as in wrestlers? Does he wrestle things? Does he wrestle Kaisers?
He clearly wrestles a series of different board game related topics. So anyway, look, hello everyone. We're the Look Out Sir 40k podcast. I'm Dan. I predominantly play Warhammer 40,000 relatively competitively, although I would struggle to suggest that I'm one of the best players in the world. But I do, have some accolades, I suppose, but none of them significant enough that it's worth sharing. Joe, what are you about?
I play mainly 40k, but I also play bolt action and a lot of zombie side.
You're a very famous face these days in the Warhammer world, aren't you?
I don't like to say that because people will be like, "Who are you?" And then I'll just look stupid when I'm like, "Do you know who I am?"
But you said that to me today. You said you were now going to be more famous than some people. Phil, what's your deal?
Obviously, I play 40k as well because we do a 40k podcast. But I play Krieg in particular and Minotaurs. I like to paint. I'm reasonably good at it, and I'm not really a huge fan of competitive games. But I get dragged along by Dan with his tournament GT heat-winning army that he has.
Oh, there it is.
Gotta
I like
stick
that.
it in.
Actually, is my only accolade to the point that it seemed really unimpressive.
2 years ago.
Yeah, no, 2 years ago.
He's done nothing since then.
No, I haven't. I've won some smaller events, but that's it. But anyway, yeah, look, this is pretty much a gross misrepresentation of what our show looks like if you look at it on YouTube, because normally it looks like this. And then on top of that, sometimes we do stuff that looks like this.
Joseph Coles.
Hey, hey.
Not to be confused with that guy. Hey, Joe! Hey!
And then on even rarer occasions, mostly once a year, we do quiz stuff. Although we do quiz stuff quite often, but particularly we do a quiz show that looks like this every Christmas.
Otherwise, I'm going to be competing with Joe in last place.
There you go.
That's right.
Joe, you've already been singled out as the most likely to come last place.
I won one quiz.
I don't recall that. And that's us with the Look Out Sir 40k podcast. Phil, final thoughts?
Come check us out. It will be a nice 3 to 5 hour joyous listen. What else can you lose except 5 hours of your life?
Exactly. I mean, I reckon that's good enough, lads. I mean, we can't...
Yeah, good luck editing this together.
Oh, honestly, I'm going to do it right now in front of your eyes.
Goodbye.
Oh yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Check us out on the links, I suppose. I don't know how this works. Thank you.
Dan, give us a transitional noise.
Oh yeah, transitional noise. It's weird now because I'm on camera, so I'll do like this whole thing where I kind of put my hand in the air and like move down to sort of control the rhythmics of it. It's the whole thing. But anyway, there you go. Woo! Look at the reverb. Woo!
Normally you don't see his face.
No, exactly. It's horrible.
Let's have a look at Kitbash Corner and something submitted by James Workshop.
Hello, James Workshop here. Welcome to Kitbash Corner. Shock horror, it's 30k. So this is a Vindicator that I converted for Horus Heresy. I've used some plasticard for the extra armour that I've put on it, and the majority of the parts that are Vindicator-esque are from a Rogue Trader era, very early Vindicator. This tank weighs an absolute ton because of all the metal parts that have been strapped onto it. There's very few differences between a Mark IV Rhino and a Mark III Rhino, and they were in existence during the Horus Heresy, so it was perfectly fine to use this chassis. But yeah, I think it's quite an interesting little conversion using bits that already exist and that I already owned to make something that I didn't have. Hopefully one day, it's been 5 years, it'll get paint on it. There you go, a Vindicator.
Thank you. That's all we've got time for this week. If you want to support the channel, check out the website, modelingforadvantage.co.uk. You know what to do, right? Support us tab. It's all there. Meanwhile, stay home where you can, stay safe, take care of each other, and thank you for watching!
So here we have it, folks.
Oh mate, it's all covered in sellotape inside. I don't know whether I'm going to get in here. One of them goes all the way around as well. You've got a knife in your pocket, haven't you, John? I'll do a bit of a cut there with like a 20 minutes later kind of thing.
Wow. I mean, that's cool. 5 stars for packaging, right?
Well, this was definitely a 5-star package deal. Look at this. Right, so
So I'm gonna just put up here one of the earliest concept designs I have for this new Terminators show. That's a wrap.
that is a wrap, mate.